Hong Kong Chief Executive Carrie Lam met with media before the weekly Executive Council meeting at the Hong Kong HKSAR government headquarters on Tuesday morning. She condemned the vandalism made by the protesters on Sunday and stressed that people with different political views should express their demands in a rational and peaceful way. At the press conference, she also talked about the dialogue with people from all walks of life, which, according to the chief executive, is expected to kick off next week. And she said that people from different areas in Hong Kong with different ages, from different sectors of life, of society, will all be invited to the dialogue.
There are several major principles for the dialogue. First, the participants should be broad, regardless of class or stance. Second is that the dialogue should be as transparent as possible and media can cover it on the spot. Third, the topics should be open as we won't restrict the topics specifically to housing or education. All topics are welcomed. The government is not the only one that can launch such a platform, and we welcome more efforts from all sectors of the society to encourage more dialogues.
And she is going to meet with lawmakers from 18 districts of Hong Kong, and she stressed that she would also love to listen to those who took into the street and protested.
因為對話一定係比對抗好。
Because dialogue is always better than confrontation. It can also give each other a deeper understanding of different views. The dialogue is only the first step, but the first step is very important. We hope that through the first step, we can get Hong Kong out of this worrying situation. I must stress that dialogue does not mean that strict law enforcement can be absent. The priority at present remains to be curbing violence.
She also told us that the HKSAR government is preparing a government work report of 2019, which will touch upon the lack of land resources and the city's housing problems.
China has praised the Solomon Islands' decision to cut official ties with Taiwan. The Pacific nation announced plans to establish diplomatic relations with Beijing on Monday. A Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson said Beijing highly supports this important decision of the Solomon Islands government to recognize the One China principle. She also stressed there is one China in the world and Taiwan is an inalienable part of China. And so far, China has established official diplomatic relations with 178 countries under the One China principle.
We support this important decision which the Solomon Islands has made by itself as an independent sovereign state. There is only one China in the world. The government of the People's Republic of China is the sole legitimate government representing the whole of China, and Taiwan is an inalienable part of China's territory. This is a basic fact and a general consensus of the international community. On the basis of the One China principle, China has established official diplomatic relations with 178 countries in the world.
It was a meeting that both sides were looking forward with positive expectations. At the beginning, Russian Prime Minister Medvedev emphasized that Russia would like to see an increase of mutual trade levels to $200 billion by the year 2024. His Chinese counterpart Li Keqiang supported the $200 billion mark and also stressed the importance of China-Russia relations to world stability. Reaching a new level of collaboration was the key phrase repeated on Tuesday in the St. Petersburg meeting. It was also said here that the two countries are aiming at joining forces in the moon exploration space program. They are also planning to expand collaboration in the energy sector and to diversify their joint ventures into high-tech industries. It was mentioned that by the end of this year, Power of Siberia gas pipeline that connects gas wells in Siberia with consumers in China will become operational. Prime Minister Medvedev confirmed that together with China, Russia would continue to work on the development of the gas fields in the Arctic.
Fresh data shows that China's consumption growth maintained strong momentum in August. Retail sales totaled 3.39 trillion yuan in August, up 7.5% from the same period last year. Excluding automobiles, consumption grew 9.3% on year in August. That was 0.5 percentage points faster than in July.
Consumption kept expanding in August. The economy is growing steadily so far this year, despite some fluctuations caused by various influences.
On the other side, China's industrial production growth slowed slightly in August. The growth of value added of large industrial enterprises was at 4.4%, below July's 4.8%. The National Bureau of Statistics said one of the reasons was that there were more typhoons in August than in previous years. Also, there was one less working day in August this year than last. Accumulatively, the data showed that industrial production remained stable in 2019.
From January to August, the value added of industries above scale grew by 5.6%, and that of high-tech manufacturing grew by 8.4%. China's industrial production is continuing growth.
The service sector is outperforming China's overall economic growth. The service industry production index increased by 7% in the first 8 months of the year. Modern services, including those involving high-techs, are growing especially fast. For example, information technology services expanded by more than 20% from January to August. Analysts say the numbers show that China's economic restructuring is taking effect.
Beijing has officially reviewed the mascots of the 2022 Winter Olympics and Paralympics. They are Bing Dun and Xue Rongrong. One is a chubby giant panda, China's iconic animal, of course, and the other is a character inspired by Chinese lantern culture. The name Bing Dun combines several Chinese words with Bing, the Chinese word for eyes, and Dun meaning robust and lively. And the name Xue Rongrong signifies warmth, friendship, courage, and perseverance. The mascots were chosen from more than 5,800 works from China and 35 other countries in a global competition.
We live in Guangzhou and have no concept of winter and no experience of ice or snow. But the lack of knowledge stimulates our desire and creativity. The halo surrounding the mascot's face suggests ice and snow tracks, as well as the flowing ribbons on the exterior of the National Speed Skating Oval. The Oval is one of 2 new competition venues in downtown Beijing, and is expected to become a landmark of the Games.
We live in Jilin and the ice and snow are part of our lives. We know it very well, so when we had some ideas, we quickly came up with the design. Lanterns are dominated by Chinese red, and the lantern mascot emanates a glow from its heart that symbolizes warmth, friendship, and the resilience of disabled athletes. The vivid red image is a perfect fit for the gala event, which especially at the Games will coincide with China's Lunar New Year celebration in February and March of 2022.
Atlas 900, the world's fastest artificial intelligence training cluster, was unveiled at Huawei Connect 2019 in Shanghai. The Chinese tech giant says both connections and computing are 2 key technology of its business and announced its computing strategy.
Huawei's computing strategy will focus on 4 key areas: architecture innovation, investment in all-scenario processors, clear business boundaries, and building an open ecosystem.
In a recent interview, Ren Zhengfei, Huawei's founder and CEO, said he's ready to sell its 5G technology with potential Western buyers for a one-time fee.
The security concerns about Huawei are baseless because the concerns are from those who are without 5G technologies. So at best, those are suspicions or doubts. If you can take a commercial approach to 5G networks, if it is under your control and you can develop 5G technology, I think that will help alleviate the security concerns.
Huawei estimates that the future of computing is a massive market worth more than $2 trillion and that the Atlas 900 will bring new possibilities to different fields of scientific research.
When you build an enormous radio telescope, The aim is to gather as much information as possible from the universe, and that means dealing with a lot of data.
Huawei says that computing has always been an open industry, and the company will invest more money and open up technology to encourage more developers and partners to join this open ecosystem and global collaboration. The three-day event is an annual gathering hosted by Huawei for global industry players. This year's theme is Advanced Intelligence. More keynotes and summits will be held, aiming to build open and shared platform of technology in the following days.